Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to this channel as always. So as I've been updating you on a regular basis in relation, to Jadon Sancho and all that, because the narrative has been coming out about it for the last 2-3 weeks at least now that Manchester United have identified him as a possible summer target, Jadon Sancho. But recent reports that have been coming out in the press in relation to Jadon Sancho, it has said that Manchester United are prepared to pay his 100 million valuation. So this means Manchester United are prepared to make him the most expensive English footballer ever, reportedly. So we are willing to break our club transfer record by offering £100 million for Jadon Sancho in the summer. Of course, obviously, Borussia Dortmund basically, don't want to sell him because basically they know how much of an essential player he is to their team. But if Man United are willing to pay £100 million for Jadon Sancho in the summer, this basically, would convince, Borussia Dortmund, where to sanction him off because he has been a potential Manchester United target. And as I did say, it would be ideal for us, to get some young players, that could grow, develop, and mould under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because we have got quite a lot of experienced players, and they seem to be the ones that are, causing us the problems, to be quite honest with you. But obviously, we're aware that investment is needed in the summer. Reports did say we're going to get around a £200 million spending spree in the summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to have a big say on our transfer plans, as he has confirmed. So initially, I think the most expensive English player at the moment is initially Kyle Walker, because who Manchester City got. Manchester City, I think, paid what was it an initial £50 million for Kyle Walker. I think there was some add-ons included as well. So this basically risen it up to £53 million. So if Man United can come to an agreement in the summer, to get Jadon Sancho for £100 million, we Manchester United will be paying almost double, the amount that Manchester City, paid for Kyle Walker as well. So we are prepared to make him the most expensive English footballer ever. Don't forget, he's only 18 years of age as well as Jadon Sancho, so he's very, very young in his prime indeed. So we are willing to break the club transfer record because obviously our most expensive player at the moment is Paul Pogba, who we paid £89 million for back in 2016, 3 years ago, as I said. But Manchester United have been linked with Jadon Sancho. It's also said that PSG have also showed an interest in him as well. So we do face competition, for PSG, for Jadon Sancho as well. But he is English, this Jadon Sancho. He's very, very young. He's Jadon Sancho. But I think in the last 2-3 weeks, Manchester United have showed an interest in him as well. He's obviously had experience of playing in English football because, as I did say, he had a couple of years with Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City couldn't guarantee him to get into the first team. So this is the main reason why he left Manchester City. I think it did say if Man United can come to an agreement to get this Jadon Sancho in the summer, Manchester City, of course, would it did say would reportedly like some kind benefit from it or something like that because I think inserted like 15% sell-on clause in terms of the deal. So reports did say a while back that City would receive around 15% of the transfer fee because City inserted a buyback clause in his current contract. So I do think Manchester City do have a buyback option on the player. Of course, he's only 18 years of age. He actually began his youth career with Watford as well, where he'd spent a number of years at. But since he's gone to Dortmund, he's proven himself fantastically well in Germany, and he's playing really, really well this season. And he shows that ability to score goals. He can provide and all that and play balls. Can Jadon Sancho? I think he's fitting in the Borussia Dortmund team, very, very well. He has still got a contract with them, don't forget, until 2022. And financially, Borussia Dortmund would make a huge, huge profit on the player financially because they only paid the initial, what was it, £8 million to get him from Manchester City, of course. So they'd make a huge, huge profit on the player because Borussia Dortmund, they're known for doing business with the players. They sold Aubameyang, they sold Ousmane Dembele for around 105, 106 million. I think they sold Aubameyang, was it around 58, £59 million, to Arsenal. They've obviously sold Christian Pulisic as well. He's going to be officially a Chelsea player in the new season. They sold him for £58 million as well. So they are known of selling players Borussia Dortmund. But we all know that Jadon Sancho is not going to come cheap. We know that Jadon Sancho is not going to come cheap, but reports are saying that Manchester United are prepared to make him the most expensive English footballer ever. So we are willing to break our club transfer record, for this young player. Of course, he is only 18 years of age, but he's a really, really good player. Do you think he'd be a great addition, to Manchester United squad, if he was to come in the summer as well? But he only had a couple of years with Manchester City. I think he had numerous years in Watford's youth academy as well. I think now in the process, this is his second season now with Borussia Dortmund. I think he got nominated Bundesliga Player of the Month, based on his fantastic performances as well. And also too, I don't think Borussia Dortmund do want to get rid of him, but I think if Man United are prepared to pay £100 million, that would be definitely tempting for Borussia Dortmund. And as I did come to say, it did say if Man United have got any hopes of getting Jadon Sancho anywhere, well, obviously we've got to get top four this season and obviously secure Champions League for next season if we've got any chances of getting him, because obviously players at the highest level, obviously do want to be involved in Champions League football as well. So basically, our pursuit of Jadon Sancho probably does hinge on Champions League football as well. But Manchester United, of course, are preparing to pay £100 million to the player as well. And it is anywhere, it is essential that we do get top four this season. Hopefully, somewhere along the line, we can succeed in the FA Cup as well. That will obviously invest more money. And if we do get top four this season, of course, it'll probably make us more competitive in the summer transfer window, because if we want to get players, that want to play to the highest level and all that, they want to be involved in Champions League football for next season. So I do think we'll be more competitive in the summer window. If we can get that top four this season, we are back in the top four now. Which is very very good indeed. But Manchester United have been heavily linked to Jadon Sancho. He says we're reportedly prepared to make him the most expensive English footballer ever, and this would basically mean, because obviously Manchester City, Kyle Walker is the most expensive English footballer at the moment, because Manchester City got him for 50 million. With the additional add-ons as well, so that risen it up to 53 million as well. I think like 2 or 3 million in add-ons. But if Man United can come to an agreement to get Sancho in the summer, we would be paying almost double, that for Jadon Sancho of what Manchester City paid for Kyle Walker as well. So that's the latest news to update you on that. There's other news going on as well. Manchester United have got a few other names, that we're interested in. We do know basically that we've been keeping track of that Joao Felix, that Benfica youngster as well. Again, only 19 years of age. Again, he'd cost staggering amounts of money, if we were to try to get him as well. Manchester United have actually instructed scouts, to keep a close eye out on that Joao Felix. He's a Benfica player, only broke into the Benfica first team last year, did this player reportedly. And I think his buyout clause is around 105 million pounds, something like that. A few teams have actually expressed their interest in this Felix. I think Liverpool had a 61 million pound bid turned down for him back in January as well. But he has got a buyout clause of around 105 million pounds or something like that as well. He's yet to make his senior debut of Portugal. Reports were coming out saying that Manchester United have held talks for Benfica over a possible summer move. Manchester City have also been in talks as well, and he's mainly winger, but he can operate in other positions as well, so he is versatile as this player. So yeah, Manchester United have reportedly kept an eye out on that Felix as well. We do know it's also been mentioned in the media, and now it's come out about in the last 4 to 5 days that Manchester United have also been interested, in that Bruno Fernandes, as I've been giving you an update of that on a regular basis. Bruno Fernandes, again, very young in his prime. He's young as this Bruno Fernandes. He's 24 years of age. He is Portuguese as his player. He is a Sporting Lisbon midfielder. He's versatile as well, because he can play as an attacking mid, a central mid. I think he can actually operate as a second striker as well. Reports do say, a report coming from Portugal saying that reportedly Man United have expressed their interest. Man United reportedly are set to meet up with his agents. Man United is set to meet up, with Bruno Fernandes' agents to discuss a possible, summer move. Reports do emerge saying that Manchester United could reportedly, get him in a cut price transfer. Reportedly, because this is based on, I think, that Sporting Lisbon have reportedly, got some kind of financial problems or something like that. But this Bruno Fernandes said he's done very very well this season. Reportedly for Sporting Lisbon, he has got good physical attributes of what I've heard of him as well. Well, to be quite honest with you, he's got a contract with them until 2023. His release clause is around 98 million pounds, but reportedly we could get him for a cut price transfer. Reportedly, but when he was younger, he actually spent the entirety of his playing career in Italy. He's an ex-Sampdoria player. He's an ex-Udinese player, and initially, Sporting Lisbon only paid 8 million pounds for him from Sampdoria. This Bruno Fernandes. It's also said that Liverpool have also been interested in him as well. I think it did say Milan have showed their interest in Bruno Fernandes as well. But it has said Man United have showed an interest. It did say Man United had contacted his agents, about a potential summer move and all that. But he says Man United have scheduled some kind of meeting, to meet up with, with Bruno Fernandes' representatives. But he has got a release clause of around 98 million pounds as this player, and he's 24 years of age, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him. Would be good for him, to come and experience the Premier League as well. But we've identified identified him as a possible target as well. So he's, of course, being mentioned in the media as well. Who else got mentioned now? We're doing that Manchester United as well. Reportedly have monitored an interest in Barcelona's Ivan Rakitic as well. Of course, he's been mentioned in the media as well. Of course, I think Inter Milan have also showed an interest in Ivan Rakitic. You know, he's a very, very good player. You know, throughout his playing career, you know, he's been fantastic. Won the majority of his silverware, you know, as a Barcelona player, Ivan Rakitic. But the speculation came out about him possibly leaving in the summer because, as I did say, Barcelona have got quite a few midfielders. Well, they did sanction Dennis Suarez off, but they have still got quite a few midfielders in their team. And of course, what it was saying was because obviously Barcelona have got the, you know, confirmed the signing of Frankie de Jong. Well, they confirmed it last summer. They agreed a £65 million fee with Ajax Frankie de Jong. So it's a year in advance. So he'll be officially a Barcelona player in the new season. And you know, reports are saying now, you know, when he does officially play for Barcelona in the new season, Frankie de Jong, you know, Ivan Rakitic could find game time hard. You know, he could be slurped his two requirements. That's why there's been speculation of him leaving. But I still think he wants to remain loyal to Barcelona. I think he wants to stay at Barcelona as Ivan Rakitic. I don't think he's got any intentions of leaving, you know, to be quite honest. I don't know how much, you know, any team would have to pay for him, you know, if Barcelona, you know, if he was to be up for sale. As I said, I don't know how much he'd pay, probably maybe around 39, 40 million pounds, something like that, because he is aging up now, you know, he is age 30, so he's too old now, in my opinion, is Ivan Rakitic. But it says Inter Milan have also been interested in him as well. He's still got a current deal, you know, with Barcelona until 2021 as this player. He's got a current deal with Barcelona until 2021. But throughout his playing career, you know, he began his actual career with Basel. He had a couple of years with them. He won the Swiss Cup. He had 3.5 years with Schalke as well. He had a good couple of years, you know, with Sevilla. I think he won the Europa League during his tenure with Sevilla as well. But he's won the majority of his silverware at Barcelona. And of course, he's been at Barcelona since 2014. And he's mainly attacking mid, but he can also operate as a central mid as well. He is highly experienced, of course. He's actually never ever played in the Premier League, but I think he's a bit too old now. He's a very, very good player, but I do think he's a bit too old now. He's Ivan Rakitic, you know, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. We do know as well, basically, Manchester United, of course, obviously, you know, we do need a strong central defender, and I've already identified, you know, the areas where Manchester United do need to strengthen up because we are still lacking in key areas. We need a central defender, we need a centre defensive mid that's fast and tenacious, and of course we do need someone on that right hand side as well. And if we can get them new additions into the club in the summer, I do think Manchester United, you know, can be potentially, you know, possibly title contenders for next season. And I think, you know, I do have the confidence that we can elevate to that high level, get in that commanding position, and get back up there, you know, competing for silverware on a regular basis, and you know, win silverware, you know, like we did under Ferguson for 26, 27 years. You know, obviously we need new additions to come into the club in the summer because obviously, you know, we do expect departures, as I said. But there's obviously been other targets we've been interested in, you know, especially defensively. You know, we know that Manchester United have kept an eye out on Milan Skriniar. He's another player that, you know, we've showed an interest in as well. Reports were coming out of the press the other week saying that he was actually on the verge of signing a new deal with Inter Milan, you know, a new contract with Inter Milan, as I said. But I think, you know, he's a very, very good player. I think last summer Manchester United, of course, were linked with Milan Skriniar. I think Inter Milan, you know, valued him at around 70, 75 million pounds or something like this. But yeah, very, very young, only 24 years of age. Is this Milan Skriniar, and he's very, very good player. Can play as a defensive mid, can also play as a centre back as well. Initially, Inter Milan paid only 20 million pounds for him from Sampdoria, as I said, and since he's gone to Inter Milan, you know, his performances have been very, very good. So do you think he'd address our defensive deficiencies, you know, Milan Skriniar, as I said? Because we need someone in that central defensive area, either alongside Lindelof or Bay or Smalling, all that. We do need someone in that central defensive area. So we did possibly identify, you know, Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar. We know that obviously our major number one target, of course, has been Napoli's Koulibaly. We know there's been lots of talks about Koulibaly, as I said. It may be now Napoli are standing, they are being ruthless, and they are probably not willing, you know, to let you know, Koulibaly leave in the summer. And we do know we would make him the most expensive defender in world football if we were to come to an agreement in the summer, because it would cost us at least in the region of around 90, maybe 100 million pounds, you know, to get Koulibaly in the summer. Because in the process, we've been linked to him for the past couple of windows. In the process, back in January, Manchester United had 3 bids turned down. You know, the recent one was a staggering 95 million pounds. As I said, but Napoli weren't willing to do any business in January, you know, as the Napoli, you know, president president himself confirmed. But I think, basically his agent come out the other week and he revealed that he's ruled him out, Koulibaly, making a move to Juventus. So he definitely, won't be going to Juventus. So I think Napoli want to keep him, and I still think from his own perspective, he's happy at Napoli. He's fully committed to Napoli. He's Koulibaly. Napoli know how much of an essential player he is to their team, to be quite honest with you. He's 27, he's tall as well, which is very, very beneficial. He's very, very tall as well. He's versatile. He's Koulibaly. He has still got a contract with Napoli till 2023 as well. And of course, his performances under Maurizio Sarri are very, very good. His performances now under Ancelotti are very, very good. So he's grown, developed, and flourished, fantastically well. And we know if we could get to some kind of agreement in the summer, we know that he would be a major, major signing, would Koulibaly. But obviously, we've identified him as our, number one priority target, as I said. And, he'd look good. He'd be a great leader in our back line, if we were to get him in the summer. But it probably may not happen, to be quite honest with you. And there's, was obviously last summer Manchester United, of course, were linked with Eddie Militao. He's another player that Manchester United, of course, were linked with as well. Eddie Militao, the young Porto central defender. He's only 20, or is he 21 years of age, Eddie Militao. There's been no more news about him that Man United are prepared to go for him in the summer. He's only been at Porto since last summer, because Porto actually, got him from Sao Paulo, as we all know. I think he's predominantly a right back. He can play in other positions, so he's versatile. He can play as centre back, a defensive mid, and he's predominantly I think he's predominantly a right back though, Eddie Militao. He has got a release clause of around 40 odd million pounds. He's still got 4 years left on his deal with Porto as well. So previously, Manchester United have been linked with him in the past as well. And we know there's been other targets, that Manchester United, of course, have been interested in. So it is essential that we can recommend some new players, to come into Manchester United in the summer as well. Of course, Manchester United have still got to, of course, sort some contract renewals out as well. In relation to David De Gea, as I did give you an update on that, nothing much more has updated on that in the process, because it's saying that David De Gea is demanding that he wants around £400,000 a week. So he's potentially saying David De Gea, he wants to be, the highest paid player alongside Alexis Sanchez. So he wants, Alexis Sanchez's wages, does David De Gea. Reports did emerge saying that Man United are reportedly not preparing to meet, what David De Gea is demanding reportedly. And then there has been speculation saying when his current deal ends in 2020, he could leave Manchester United on the free. But obviously Manchester United last year activated a 12-month extension on his current contract anyway, to keep under contract here at least until 2020. But Solskjaer did say that his Man United future is out of his hands. This is what Solskjaer said. But Solskjaer said somewhere along the line he's still confident and he still hopes that David De Gea can sign a new deal at Manchester United. David De Gea said himself he's committing his long-term future in Man United. He wants to stay at Manchester United, but he's just demanding a big, massive wage increase, and he's demanding that he wants £400,000 a week, David De Gea. This would make him the highest-paid goalkeeper in world football, as we all know. He'd make him the best played one of the best paid players in the Premier League as well. I think all in all, like the ninth best paid something like that, in world football, all in all as well. But yeah, we know how essential David De Gea is. He's grown, developed fantastically well. He's been here since 2011, so he's been here since Alex Ferguson era. This is what his 7th, 8th season now at Manchester United. David De Gea, he's made 100 Premier League clean sheets. He's made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions as well. Of course, he's won the club's player of the year 4 out of 5 seasons. In terms of silverware in England, he's won everything here as well as David De Gea, and he's made over 300 appearances in all competitions as well. So hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting David De Gea a new deal. I think he's set to sign a new 5-year deal when Manchester United, can come to an agreement on it. Man United did say they were willing to give him £350,000 a week. David De Gea is saying he wants £400,000 a week, but Manchester United are reportedly, not prepared to pay this, as we all currently know, as it did currently say. So that's the latest news on that. So nothing really much more has updated on that. Even though 4 years ago Real Madrid were on the brink of getting him, it said Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus, of course, have been interested in De Gea as well. Of course, other contracts we've got to sort out. We still want to somewhere along the line get Ander Herrera a new contract at the club as well. Nothing much more has updated in relation to Ander Herrera. Reports come out a while back saying we're on the verge of agreeing him a new 3-year deal with around £100,000 a week. Ander Herrera, and he definitely deserves it. Based on his his fantastic performances, because we know mainly he has been a regular under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's under era. I think he's fitted into that midfield trio fantastically well. He's playing a bigger part in the team. He's playing more regularly from the start, as I said, and I think he's breaking up the play very, very well. I know he's injured at the moment, but mainly anyway, he's mainly being a regular, especially, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in as well, and I think he's doing very, very well in that midfield, and he does deserve a new contract, based on his fantastic performances under Herrera. Does under Herrera, and of course hopefully somewhere along the line we can come to an agreement of getting Marcus Rashford as well, a new contract at Manchester United. Reports did say we were on the verge of agreeing him a new 6-year deal at Manchester United, Marcus Rashford, which would take him under contract here until 2025, as we all know, which would take him till the age of 27. So you could still say there in the scenario he's still in his peak, because he's age only 21 now. He's growing, developing, he's flourishing fantastically well, is Marcus Rashford, and since Solskjaer's coming, he's been playing a key role in the squad as Marcus Rashford, and mainly has been playing in that central position, where he does look more effective. Marcus Rashford mainly has been first choice over Romelu Lukaku as Marcus Rashford, but as I did say, he deserves a new contract based on his performances. His current deal ends in 2020 still, with an option for further year as well. He has been in United play since the age of 7. He's been in the senior squad with Manchester United as well since 2016 as Marcus Rashford as well, but everything areas of his game is adapted fantastically well. I think his goal scoring form's improved, his finishing's improved as well. So he has proven now, Marcus Rashford, that he has got that current end product as well as a Manchester United player as well. So hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new 6-year deal at the club as well. But, there's only a few contracts, now Manchester United, of course, have got to currently sort out. As I did say, where we do expect departures in the summer as well. But, praise Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for what he's done, since he's coming to the club. Solskjaer has done an absolutely fantastic job. As I said, Manchester United have won 13 out of 16 games in all competitions. We've scored 36 goals in the process. We've won now 10 in the league. We've won 8 away from home. We've won 8 away from home in all competitions as well, and I think now Solskjaer is going to be definitely to get the job on a full-time basis. As I said, it only cost us an additional fee of around just £7-8 million. So that's a cheap alternative. We don't have to pay around £7-8 million to Mould to give him the job on a full-time basis. Initially, at the moment, we've paid £1.8 million to Mould to get him on a temporary basis. As I said, but I think his mentality is absolutely immense, and I do think he's got that winning mentality as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And what things I do like about him, because when he came in, he said he was going to get the players to express themselves, get them enjoying playing football again. Regardless of the injuries we've got, he said he was going to give, the fringe players the chance, the young players the chance, and, which he has currently done as well. So it's good to see that these young players, have gained, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's trust, which is very, very good indeed. And it's good that he's not reluctant, to give the young players a chance as well, which is very, very good to see. And don't forget, we've done very, very well, considering that we didn't invest in January, considering, the amount of injuries that Manchester United have had as well, and considering that, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is inheriting 11 of Jose Mourinho's players and all that. There's still some players here from Van Gaal, there's still some of the players here from Ferguson. Solskjaer's done really, really well, and look how he's rejuvenated the team. Look how he's rejuvenated them 11 players that Mourinho got into the club. Look how he's rejuvenated them, as I said, and he's done an absolutely fantastic job as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And of course, he knows the club inside out. Anywhere, he knows the club inside out, and I do think he's got his own little philosophy, but I think he's following. I think his philosophy is like similar to Alex Ferguson. So he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, because he's brought the fear factor back to the club as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You can see signs. He's we're replicating the Alex Ferguson days as well. Just like yesterday, Manchester United, of course, as you did. I reflected on my match reaction. I did my match reaction. For the Man United Southampton game, and either way, we were very, very dominant in that game yesterday. To be quite honest with you, I thought defensively we looked shaken up at times. In that game against Southampton yesterday, I thought Lukaku played very, very well. He got two goals in the game yesterday. Should have had 3 or 4 probably, Lukaku, because he created a lot of opportunities in the first half. He was involved in a lot of it was involved He was involved in a lot of chances there was Romelu Lukaku yesterday, as I said. So mainly, basically, he should have had more than 2 goals. I do think he's one of the likely players, that would probably still leave Manchester United in the summer, Romelu Lukaku, but he was involved in a lot of chances yesterday. I think Rashford had a couple as well. I don't think Rashford played to his potential yesterday because, of course, Rashford obviously was playing on the right hand side. He started on the right hand side, did Marcus Rashford, and I think he looks more effective in central position. So we know how capable he is of getting him runs in behind. Usually he's like lightning, but he didn't play to his potential yesterday, did Marcus Rashford, because he wasn't in a role that suits him, even though he can play out wide, but I think he's better centrally. For me, Paul Pogba, is much better in attacking position, in a number 10 role. He wasn't in that number 10 yesterday. I think he's better in that number 10 because he can provide good service to the front men. He plays them delicate passes through very, very well. He's break spots to box, very, very good indeed as well. Pogba had an okay game, but he wasn't brilliant yesterday. I think Ashley Young getting, you've seen in like the last 4 or 5 games now, Ashley Young's getting exploited on that right hand flank, far too easily. And if he's past it now, he's 33 years of age. He's been one long in servants here at Manchester United. This is what his 7th, 8th season now as a United player. Of course, he's 33 as well as Ashley Young, but I think he's past it now, to be quite honest. Even though we signed a 1 year extension of his contract, I think basically Man United should maybe consider, probably maybe getting rid of him still in the summer. Ashley Young, as I did say, we need someone on that right hand side. But yeah, I thought what changed the game around yesterday, when Diego Dalot, came on in the game, for Alexis Sanchez, and it just emphasises, how ineffective, Alexis Sanchez is, because I thought he was very, very poor yesterday again. He's enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Manchester United. He's been here just over the years, we all know, suffered a couple of injuries, lapsed goals and all that. Reports do say he could have suffered another injury now, in the Southampton game. That's why he came off for Diego Dalot. I think I think there's a possible chance that he's damaged his knee ligament or something like that. Alexis Sanchez as initially, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer confirmed. But Diego Dalot, made a fantastic impact, when he came on, provided an assist, for Pereira's first goal. And do you think Diego Dalot looks more better in an attacking position on the right wing than he does as an actual fullback, to be quite honest? Because he has looked very, very expansive in that attacking position as Diego Dalot, as we all currently know, only very, very young, as I said. But Pereira, was absolutely fantastic. I thought he played between the lines well. I thought he played them fantastic passes as well. So I thought Andres Pereira played very, very well, getting a goal as well, also to getting an assist, which was very, very good to see. And I think that, that Andres Pereira, goal was actually, a goal of the season for Andres Pereira. That was a very, very good goal indeed from Andres Pereira. And it was good to see him get an assist for Lukaku's second. It was, Lukaku got 2 of the goals as well. Fred came on in the game, as I said. We don't know if he's a long-term solution. Fred came on in the game. Chong came on for Rashford as well. But you could just see how everything changed, when Sanchez currently came off the pitch. And I think he's one of the likely players that will leave Manchester United in the summer as well, Alexis Sanchez, because I think Solskjaer's lost his faith in him. He's lost all his trustworthy in Alexis Sanchez as well. But yeah, very, very poor he did. And now he could have suffered another injury, as it said. We saw Chong come on for Rashford right near the end as well. It was a shame that Paul Pogba, currently missed the penalty. Paul Pogba did miss the penalty, so it could have initially, been 4-2. But, we're doing very, very well, considering, the injuries that Manchester United have currently got, as we all currently know. We know Matic is out, hopefully could he possibly be involved against Paris Saint-Germain. Nemanja Matic, he has got a muscle injury, he is out for a couple of weeks, is Nemanja Matic. I think, yeah, he is out for a couple of weeks, is Nemanja Matic. He's got a muscle injury, is Matic, and we know that I have some reservations about him. We know that Matic is very, very slow, as we all currently know, but to be quite fair, since Solskjaer's coming, either way, he has been a regular in the team anyway, but especially since Solskjaer came in, he's been playing regularly, Matic. He's been fitting that midfield well. I think his distribution's improved. I think he's been looking more effective in his passing, Nemanja Matic. So I do think he's actually, really, really improved since Solskjaer's come in. So hopefully somewhere online, will he, be involved against Paris Saint-Germain? We know that Herrera is still injured, as I did say, with a hamstring injury. Of course, we know that Juan Mata is still injured with a hamstring injury. We know initially Jesse Lingard, of course, is still injured as well. I think he's a hamstring injury. Martial's just recently had a groin injury as well, but I think he's really, really close now to returning full fitness, is Anthony Martial. So I think it's definitely likely he's going to be involved against PSG on Wednesday. Obviously, Paul Pogba can't, because obviously, Paul Pogba is suspended for Wednesday as well. So of course, Paul Pogba, can't play on Wednesday against PSG. So obviously, as I did say, especially, with a lot of injuries we've got now, considering, the injuries we've got in midfield, it is going to allow more opportunities for Andres Pereira, McTominay and Fred and all that. We don't know if Fred's a long-term solution, but Pereira just,
Pereira had the best game in the Manchester United shirt yesterday, without a shadow of a doubt. He had the best game in the Manchester United shirt yesterday, so he put a really, really good performance out. And now he proved himself fantastically well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may say he can have another chance in the team, and he may even put him in contention, to start on Wednesday night against PSG, depending on if maybe Nemanja Matic and maybe, comes back for Wednesday night. I do not know, but obviously, more things will update on it, as I said. And definitely, for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right man for Manchester United. The structure of the team's right, the cohesion of the team's right, his mentality is absolutely immense. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's as well, because he hasn't proven himself as yet in terms of winning any silverware as a manager. He hasn't won much silverware, even though when he was on his two managerial spells with Mould, he did win 2 Norwegian titles. Only had a short tenure with Cardiff, ended up getting relegated with Cardiff and all that. When he was managing the Man United reserve team, he watched some of this team, at this day and age, grow and develop, and he did win a couple of trophies. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he's a he was a great player. He flourished under Alex Ferguson, for 11 years, as I said. He scored loads and loads of goals, won loads and loads of trophies. One of his memorable moments was obviously the 1999 final as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. Don't rule us out, don't rule us out against PSG, because all was possible. We've obviously got a 2-goal deficit, to come back from. We do know that we've got injuries. PSG themselves have got a couple of injuries as well. So anything's possible. So don't basically rule us out, as I said, because it is possible that we could come back from that two-goal deficit. If Manchester United can take the lead, it's definitely game on, as I said, and always away goals are very, very essential. I don't think we'll do it, to be quite honest. I do think we could maybe get some out of the game, but I don't think we'll go through overall. On aggregate, to be quite honest, because I can't see PSG not scoring, at the Yale Stadium. They've got a lot of good players, they've got a lot of good young players in there. So they've got a lot of experienced players as well. PSG, initially, you could say they have got a better team than us, because, they've got the likes of Mbappe in that team. Neymar's obviously, I think he's still injured, so he's definitely going to miss the second leg. I think Cavani's still injured. I think Thomas Meunier is now recovered from his concussion, that he had. That's why he missed the first leg, Thomas Meunier. But yeah, you never know in football. But all I'm concentrating on is us getting top 4, and obviously, getting Champions League for next season. Obviously, hopefully we can succeed in the FA Cup as well. And yeah, we are now in the top 4, because when Solskjaer came in, Manchester United were 11 points behind top 4, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. So you can see the vast improvement, since he's coming to the club, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And of course, we know that Valencia is definitely going to be leaving the club in the summer as well, as it did confirm. We had till 5 p.m. On Friday. Of course, we had till 5 p.m. On Friday, to give him that new 1 year new 1 year extension, on his current contract. Manchester, to obviously renew existing terms, but Manchester United opted against that decision. We didn't give him that new 1 year extension on his contract, so it's likely, obviously, Valencia is going to leave in the summer. And of course, he's injured now anyway. I think he's had a couple of injuries this season. He's been run along his servants here. He has been here since 2009 as Valencia. This is what his 10th season now at Manchester United, but I think his 10, 11 years tenure is going to come to an end in the summer, because I do think he's leaving in the summer. Is Antonio Valencia, but over the years he has been essential. He has been here since the Ferguson era. Of course, he's won everything here as well as Antonio Valencia. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to leave United in the summer. Probably Darmin's probably going to leave United in the summer as well. Yeah, so I do see quite a few players leaving. Probably Lukaku as well will probably still leave in the summer, even though he has regained his form in the last couple of games, and Solskjaer's rejuvenated his form. Lukaku's, I think he'll probably go to Juventus if we sell him, because he's indicated I would prefer the move to Juventus. Romelu Lukaku. I don't think we'll recoup the initial 75 million we paid for him, but overall he has still got a good pedigree in the Premier League. He scored a lot of goals in the Premier League throughout his playing career, Romelu Lukaku. But we do know he's slow. His first touch really concerns me as well. So I think he's indicated that he does prefer the move to Juventus. Romelu Lukaku, as I said. So anyway, the main part of this video was to give you an update on what, in relation, to Jadon Sancho. Reportedly, it has basically said that Manchester United have reportedly, been interested. It did say Man United are prepared to make him the most expensive English footballer, Jadon Sancho, reportedly. So we are willing to break our club transfer record by paying £100 million for Jadon Sancho. So that's the recent reports that are coming out about that as well. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider